Hey everybody, this is John with Golden Car Comics with yet another YouTube contest entry. This is for Cajun Comics and his 100 plus subscriber contest. Congratulations, man! Fantastic. Um, everybody's just shooting up the numbers. I think it's awesome that there's all these newer channels and they're doing so well, and I just really want to support that. I know that my channel is coming close to 200, and I've been on YouTube for a while. And you know what? I am so not jealous. I have not been consistent on YouTube or anything, but these other channels are great. There's personality, and the collections are fantastic. Comic Holics, Timothy, the Canadian Comic Hunter, Cajun Comics, I mean, just all doing just a fantastic job. And this contest for Cajun Comics, just a lot of fun. He has asked that we show 5 of our most nostalgic books. So, here we go. Starting with, even though this is a fairly new book, this is Captain Chrono's Vampire Hunter, issue number 1. This is the Hammer Glamour variant, and it's just, it's nostalgia because it is from the old Hammer movies. That is a shot from the old Hammer movies back in the 70s when Hammer was the word in horror. And I used to watch those all the time. I loved monster movies when I was a kid. They weren't the hack 'em up, slash 'em up, see how much blood you could get on the screen at one time type of stuff that we see nowadays. These were the horror movies. Christopher Lee as Dracula, that kind of thing. So there's some nostalgia for you. That's comic number 1. This is comic number 2. This is Captain Carrot and His Amazing Zoo Crew number 1. That's actually signed by Scott Shaw, the creator of Captain Carrot. I met him at Cheyenne Comic Con, not this year, but last year. And I don't know why, but when after we came back from Germany and I started kind of easing back into comics after my parents had given away my whole collection I had put together overseas, this title just reached out to me. I don't know why, but it was a lot of fun. You had animals from an alternate universe that had superpowers that they'd gotten from Superman and Starro, actually Starro the Conqueror, and their powers somehow got transferred to these different animals, including Captain Carrot, who gained super strength and super hearing and things by eating his irradiated carrots where some meteors had landed. Comic book number 3, Brave and the Bold, some books I used to collect when I was a kid. I used to love the team-up books. Brave and the Bold, DC Comics Presents, World Finest. This was one of my favorites I read when I was a kid, and I just recently re-added it to my collection. I got this one. The story was pretty good. I got it because the Loch Ness Monster shows up in it. He shows up like in one panel, but the Loch Ness Monster shows up. It's pretty cool. And I am, big into cryptozoology, so there's some nostalgia there for you. And I mentioned the team-up books. This one picked up a little bit of steam. I didn't realize it, but I just, I've always loved this book. DC Comics Presents number 87, first appearance of Superboy Prime. I got it because I thought it was cool. It was a great story. There's Superman, there's Superboy. There's a Superboy from Earth Prime, our world, the real world. Had no idea he had superpowers. And, of course, if you know the story, he ends up just being a big jerk. But, again, got it when I was a kid. I guess I would have been about, 15 or so when this book came out. So, yeah, that was a while ago. I just turned 49. God, I'm old. All right, and nostalgia book number 5. I used to love the Treasury editions when I was younger. This was one of my favorites. Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. Mordrew is the villain in this. I used to love reading this book, and there's things in there like a big picture of the wedding between Bouncing Boy and Duo Damsel, and I don't know. I always liked the Legion of Superheroes. They were always, I used to love those stories, especially the older ones. So, nostalgia. The last thing he asked for was, oh, hold on, doorbell. Sorry, guys. Mailman showed up, and then my son just got home from school, so I apologize. But anyway, we've been asked to show one more piece of nostalgia that's not comic related. And being a DJ, well, even before I was a DJ, I love music. I love all types of music. I can listen to country, I can listen to opera, I can listen to classical, rock and roll, whatever. And you wanted to see some nostalgia that's not comic related? I guess it is, but I mean, that's not why I'm showing it, because obviously it doesn't have to be. But there you go. My Kiss Destroyer album, original print in the frame there that I put it in. But that's nostalgia. I mean, I loved Kiss. When they first came out and I was watching them, show up on films and talking about doing concerts, and the albums were coming out. Man, great music, and this album was just iconic. So there it is. There's my piece of non-comic related, because when they put this album out, they were not in comics yet. I know there's comics of them starting back from '77, and now they're in comics all the time. But this, hopefully, it works for you. But everybody, if you're not subscribed to Cajun Comics, go check it out. The guy's got some great stuff, a great collection, fantastic personality. Go check out Cajun Comics. And hey, man, congratulations on 100 subs. Last I looked, you're cruising towards 200, and I'm happy for you. And that's what I love about this community. Just you find so many people wanting to just support each other, and it doesn't matter what you're collecting, as long as you're happy with it and people are interested. They don't have to like exactly what you collect, but it is fun to show it off. All right, everybody, this is Golden Car Comics with another comic YouTube channel entry, and I am out of here.